Hello friends, welcome to ELS English Literature Studies with Gaur Harpreet. Today I will discuss about age of transition. While 18th century is usually known as the century of prose and reason, as we have already discussed in our previous videos, but in the later part of the century there was a bent for romanticism which was visible, and a number of influences were at work on English sensibility and temper. As such, there was a change in poetry and literature in general. The younger poets started breaking away from the school of Dryden and Pope, and this time period is known as Age of Transition, which I will discuss, in which they were associated with Romanticism, but they also ignored the old conventions. So let us start today's video. Age of Transition. The 18th century is the age of Pope and Johnson, and it was dominated by the tyranny of reason. Augustan poetry was satiric, realistic, and it reflected the urban culture. Towards the end of the 18th century, there was a strong reaction against neoclassical trends. These late 18th century poets were not satisfied with the ideas about wit and common sense expressed by their predecessors, right? And these late 18th century poets felt too much of classicism, or we can say too much of Popian style in the poetry. They felt a strong urge for the romantic revival, and these younger poets started breaking away from the school of Dryden and Pope. And the period from 1740 to 1800, covered by the middle and later stages 18th century, this period manifests a new mode of imaginative sensibility, right? And even though some poets like Dr. Johnson and Churchill still followed the classical thought, there were few poets who set themselves completely free from the old traditional influences. There were changes in the, we can say, Pope's style of writing. There was changes in the selection of subjects for poetic treatment they used, and there were also changes in the choice of words and in the manner of treatment. And these poets, 18th century poets, who show some elements associated with Romanticism, while not altogether ignoring the old conventions, are called transitional poets, or we can also say them as we can also call them as the precursors of romantic revival. Talking about the age of transition in simple words, the age of transition is a historical and cultural period situated between 1660 and 1798, and this age saw the explosion of the romantic movement. And this period is a period of great turbulence and turmoil, as Europe was passing through its own transition from 17th to 19th century, right? And when we talk about this age is marked by four important events. First of all, Bishop Percy published a volume of ballads called Relics of Ancient English Poetry. It was very popular, and because of its popularity it made ballads very popular. Then we have Horace Walpole, who wrote his first Gothic novel named as The Castle of Otranto, which is a frightening story full of supernatural events. And these supernatural events are set in medieval times, right? Then we have Thomas Chatterton, and after them we have James Macpherson, who is a Scottish poet. And when we see this age from political point of view, this is the period of George III, King of Hanover, and he reigned for 60 years. And the reason behind this is he knew English language and the people of his land very well, and that is the reason that he reigned for 60 years. These are some transitional poets: James Thomson, Oliver Goldsmith, Thomas Percy, Thomas Chatterton, then James Macpherson, Thomas Gray, William Collins. These are to be discussed in my upcoming videos. Then one more important topic to be discussed about transitional poets is features of transitional poets. Right, these poets, they acted against stereotyped rules and conventions. They believed in individual poetic expression, and these poets believe in what Victor Hugo describes in his words, that liberalism in literature. These believed in individual poetic expression. New poetry was expression of individual genius. Spenser and Milton were the source of inspiration for this romantic revival. Their poetry is not altogether intellectual in context and treatment. Passion, emotion, and imagination are valued by them, are called as light of intellectuality, and they naturally returned to the lyric. After that, one more feature is that these poets laid more importance or more emphasis on the individual than on society, because there was a strong democratic spirit in them, a greater concern for the oppressed and the pure. There was greater emphasis on individualism in poetry, and their poetry thus becomes subjective because of this reason. Then these poets turn towards supernatural stories. When we talk about supernatural stories, they turned towards legends and more colorful periods of history, especially Middle Ages. And they also made experiments with new measures and stanzas, right? And they, we can say, these poets revolted against conventional literary techniques as heroic couplet, and they discarded artificial and stereotyped poetical style of the age of pop. As I have told in the starting, that they were fed up with classicism or with the dominance of pop and Dryden. They discarded their stereotyped poetic style, and they worked for achieving simplicity. They believed in simplicity in the expression of new literary ideas. They made experiments with new measures and new stanza forms. And they also returned to nature and to plain humanity for their material. This we can say, this feature which was neglected by new classical poets. It was a marked contrast to classicism, which had confined itself to clubs, drawing rooms, and to the social and political life of London. And these are the some features of transitional poets. And in my next video, I will discuss about these transitional poets. So stay tuned, and if you like my content, please hit the like button, share and subscribe my channel, and if you are new to my channel, please hit the bell button so that you can get notifications for my upcoming videos. Thanks a lot for watching.